Just a minute here. Hello again, everybody. I apologize for the really bad lighting that you're witnessing right now, even with the lights on and with the sun shining in the back. This is the best we're going to get. So normally I haven't been live in a really long time, and normally I go live on Friday or someday in between. But this is a very special freeform Friday or freeform Saturday, if you will, that I wanted to bring to each and every one of you. And so this week I've been talking to Martin de Novianone. He's been on Freeform Friday many times before. And all right, so hopefully he'll be joining us momentarily. So we're going to talk about 80's Wrestlecon as well as the next GPW show, which will also be going down next Saturday after 80's Wrestlecon, Guerre Civile. So we're going to talk about that as well. And we'll get a conversation going. How are you guys? How's everybody doing? Hope you're all doing well. I know that I also wanted to go live this afternoon because, of course, right now, as we speak, we have AAA NXT When Worlds Collide ongoing right now. And, of course, tonight we have the Money in the Bank PLE. And I'll probably go live at some point if I choose to decide to review the show, talk about the show, and all other things in between. So we're just waiting for our guests to come on, and we probably won't be on for for very long, because of course, if you guys want to watch the AAA NXT PLE When Worlds Collide as well as Money in the Bank. Of course, also one of the other things that I wanted to bring up, of course, there's so many things coming up in and around Montreal when it comes to wrestling, but more on that later. Okay, Martin, you're there. Okay. Whoops, sorry, wrong link. Sorry, Martin, wrong link. I'm going to send you the right one. Just sorry about that. Use this one instead. I sent you the wrong. All right, so we're it's my bad. That's on me. This is my fault. I actually sent Martin the wrong link twice, so I sent him the right StreamYard link. So hopefully he'll be joining us momentarily. All right. Hey, what's going on, Martin? How are you? Sorry for the confusion, but thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, hello, David. Well, thank you for having me, man. Long time since
My
I've been
pleasure.
on the Freeform Friday on a Saturday. On a Saturday, so we're Saturday night's main event.
Exactly.
Right.
It's
Geez, David,
I'm
don't see
wearing
you
the
much.
Sunday. Huh? What's that?
I don't see you much. You're in the dark.
Yeah, it's the lighting. It's the lighting. Because I have the lights on, but then it's the sun in the background.
Oh,
So,
well,
yeah,
hey, no problem. Sure.
I even apologized in advance. I said, I'm really sorry for the lighting, because usually I go live at night. But for the exception of today, we're going live in the afternoon.
Okay, well, if you said you were sorry, at least that's good. At least I won't bug you anymore, David.
All right. So, how have you been? How are things?
Well, I'm great. I'm great. Things are great. We're 1 week away. It's a hell of a ride. We've been working on this event for many, many months, and very actively for the last month. It's crazy. Every day I have something to do for the big wrestling show, either promotion or radio or promotion at a sponsor through media. I mean, every day, and it's going to be that way for the following week. We got a couple of more videos. We got a press conference on Tuesday with a couple of medias from the Gatineau, Ottawa area. So very busy. Looking forward to the show. Looking forward after the show because I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Of course, I'm going to be there for sure. I'm going to be there, and I can't wait. We got some real great guests lined up. But my first question to you is, how did this whole concept come to be? How did you first get the conversation started to get 80's Wrestlecon, which is usually an American convention, to come finally make its way to Canada?
Yeah, well, it started actually in 2023 when we actually had Demolition here. We made a good impression on Bill Eadie and Barry Darso, to a point that Bill Eadie, I met him a year after in Philly for the Wrestlecon, and also I met him at the 80's Wrestlecon next year. And he's the one that talked to Tommy Fierro about us, about the way we do things, about our production and everything. So it was really Bill Eadie. You never know. You do something good for a wrestler or a legend one day, and we don't go out of our way. We're just being a regular type guys that we are, and it brings favors and eventually, and that's how it happened. Bill Eadie, Tommy Fierro didn't really know me. Besides, I was there with the Rougeos a couple of years before, and I was there that year for Demolition because we make the masks of Demolition. But I mean, we met and decided to do the 80's Wrestlecon in Gatineau because of the good words that Demolition Axe made to Tommy Fierro. So hey, it was a good meeting that day, and 1 year later we're here.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And how did you manage to book all the guests? For example, I know you have the Killer Bees that are going to be there. B. Brian Blair, Jim Brunzell, Steve Lombardi, the Brooklyn Brawler, Danny Davis, Jim Powers, and Paul Roma, the Young Stallions. And get a load of this, folks. Get a load of this. How did the booking come about?
Well, the booking, it's like a teamwork, eh? It's a team effort all the way. I could not have booked 20 guys, and Tommy Fierro didn't want to book 20 guys. So we're 5 agents. We're taking care of 5 guys, the Rougeau brothers, King Tonga Haku, and also Brutus the Barber Beefcake. And Tommy Fierro's taking care of 5 guys. We've got Scott Wilder, that's taking care of a few guys, many guys as well. We got Richard Brown also from 601 Promotions that takes care. Mike Clark. So we're like 5 or 6 promoters all together that can bring a few guys in and that can make the first ever wrestling convention event in Quebec with so many WWF legends. I mean, I've never seen this, and I've been following these conventions for a long time. And I've never seen. I usually have to go to Philly or New Jersey or Rhode Island Even Niagara Falls, if you had 6-7 wrestlers, you were kind of lucky. It was a good Comic-Con. Other than that, first time ever. So it's a teamwork, a good team effort by all promoters to bring in a few guys each, which makes a huge event with many wrestlers. That's going to make it worthwhile for the people to actually drive a couple of hours. We have people from the North States that are coming in, people from Toronto and Niagara Falls. So I mean, it's a good event because it's a great team effort by all, So we're really good. It's just like the Wrestlecon day. You're going to be there, Richard, with David, with Richard Sering, and Josh Yantovnik from WFM is going to be there, and Jan O'Kane from CWC is going to be there. Johnny Poda is going to be there. So pretty much all the big guys in the community of wrestling collectibles are going to be there. So. It's going to be pretty good. The only one, Mike Pepe, he couldn't be there, which is unfortunate. But other than that, the guys we really respect are all going to be there. So it's pretty cool.
Well, I look forward to meeting each and every one of you. Of course, I've met all of those people, with the exception.
Are you there, David? What's going on?
Huh? What's going on?
I see you now, David. No, I don't see you. I hear you.
You hear me, but you don't see me.
But I still don't see you.
Maybe I'm frozen.
I see, when they. No. I see you, but I see just when they have a mystery wrestler at an event. When the Undertaker was there at the 1990 Survivor Series, and then you had the Big Boss Man and Greg Valentine, and you had like a black shadow. That's what you look like. You look like a mystery interviewer.
Well, maybe that's the gimmick I was going for. That's the gimmick I'm going for right now, folks. But it's just bad lighting. It's really bad lighting. I'll have to get myself a ring light one day. But I like.
Yeah, or maybe turn around.
I look like the mystery interviewer, so that's even better.
Yeah, exactly. When they did that thing about the wrestling, exposing the wrestling, the guy had a mask and he changed his voice to, it looks like that, talking to David Buchanan. That's cool, man. I'm just kidding, David. I'm going to stop talking about the lighting. It's already 2 times in the last 10 minutes. So that's it. Over with.
Yeah, let's move on. So I'm looking for, on another note, I'm really happy that we're all going to be together. We're not strangers to each other. Of course, Richard Searing has his own group going on, Collect and Connect. Of course, Johnny Poda is very active on social media. If you want to see an outstanding wrestling collection, follow him on Instagram at Johnny Collects WWF. And
he's awesome.
Too, great guy. The guy that runs CWC, of course, he's a veteran in the wrestling business on the indie scene.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jan helped us a lot with all the graphics that were made for the 80s Wrestlecon. So I want to thank Jan O'Kane for doing all that. He's very, very good. If you're a promoter out there and you need somebody for your posters, Nova Design is the way to go. So I'm looking forward. I mean, David, all the vendors going to be there, man. I'm really looking forward. I talked to him many times, met him many times as well. I love you, David. I think you're a great friend, and I really enjoy being with you and talking with you. And same thing with Josh. Josh is a great guy, does some great work with his customs and also his auction. And Richard Searing's a great guy because he actually was because of Richard I was able to get those Rougeau trucks. So I want to thank Richard for providing me the opportunity to have this, to make it memorable, to have the Rougeau brothers. You can have these at the 80s Wrestlecon and have Raymond Jacques and Armand sign them. So thank you, Richard. That comes from Richard Searing.
To Richard Searing. Also, huge shout out to Josh Gontovnik. And he does some great auctions. So that's on the WFM Wrestling Figures Montreal Facebook page. Also, if you want to check his customs, follow him on Instagram. Insta Classic Customs is where you got to go.
Yeah, great. Great. So, David, you're going to be there at the Wrestling Con. You're going to be able to meet all your guys, actually grab the box from you, and I'll be able to give you back your box, and you'll be able to get your own signature from the Killer Bees, from all the guys there. So I'm really happy that you're going to be there, David. One, you're taking work off of me, because I'm a good friend for that. I mean, I bought a few things last time at the Niagara Falls Comic Con. I found a way to have some space in my car for you, and I brought you some items there. But now it's so much better, David, when you're there to have it signed by the guy in front of you. I mean, I could have had them sign and film it, but I'm glad you're going to be there, bringing some great memorabilia up for grabs for people to buy. But also, you'll have a chance to walk around and meet all the guys and get your stuff signed personally, which is really cool.
Yeah, and it's also a great way to meet new people and network.
Yep, exactly. No, exactly. It's great, that show. There's people who are going to be disguised as wrestlers. There's a karaoke event during the day. I mean, you can actually sing your own theme song, or like the Jive Soul Bro theme song, or the Rougeau theme song. So it's like a big event, but it's not. There's no actors. There's no horror. It's strictly wrestling. It has to do with wrestling from 9 in the morning till 10 at night when the wrestling show ends. And of course, there's some guys that are going to be involved in the wrestling show at night. King Tonga is going to be in the Rumble. Bushwhacker Luke is going to be in the Rumble. We got 8 matches, and a few other guys will be involved in one way or the other. So, I mean, you're going to have an extension of the Wrestling Con that's going to be on the Civil War show of GPW at night. We're already close to 3,000 tickets. I think we're going to get to 35 to 4,000. And during the night, very important, we'll have a Rougeau Brothers ceremony. We'll be having a big banner. The banner that goes on the top of the ceilings, like for like Bob Gainey or Guy Lafleur or Maurice Richard. They have their number put on the top of the ceiling at the Forum or the Bell Center. Well, we're going to do that with a Rougeau huge banner that's going to go up to the ceiling of the Slush Puppy Center, because the Rougeau brothers did make a big impression in the Quebec province, but also in the Gatineau Hall area.
Oh, that's a wonderful ceremony. That's going to be a wonderful ceremony, because they are one of, if not the quintessential wrestling families when it comes to Quebec wrestling. And that is going to be a wonderful ceremony. So tell us a bit about, for those that are going to be attending. I guess
at the moment I don't see you, David. I don't hear or I don't see you. If you're wondering why I'm not doing anything, I don't hear you. I see you back. Now I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but where I think it goes. The signal is going in and out. Probably on my end.
Oh.
It's probably on my end.
Okay.
So anyway, what can we? I was going to say it's a wonderful ceremony in which, in similar fashion, a jersey or a number is retired, and of course, the Rougeau family is the first, if not the quintessential wrestling family for the province of Quebec.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I would even bring it close to in Canada. In Canada, I see the Hart family and I see the Rougeau family. Of course, there's other families that are very important in the wrestling community in the Quebec province. I mean, Vachon, Maurice Mad Dog Vachon and Paul Butcher Vachon. Also, Paul Leduc and Joe Leduc were although it wasn't really a family, but still the name and brothers gimmick was very, very solid. But the Rougeaus, you have to put the Rougeaus in the Hearts and Canadian. And because, I mean, it's Rougeau Brothers, it's a fourth generation. It started with Eddie Auger in 1946, and then it went with Johnny Rougeau, and Jean Rougeau, Johnny Rougeau, and then Jacques Rougeau Sr., and then Jacques Rougeau Sr. had his 3 sons, Raymond Rougeau, Jacques Rougeau Jr., and Armand, actually wrestling throughout the late 70s and 80s, and also 90s. And then, of course, there was the 3 sons of Jacques Rougeau, Cédric, Jean-Jacques, and Émile, who wrestled until 2018 when he had his retirement match in the Stade d'Igia, Jerry Park. So, I mean, it's 1946 to 2018. You know, and if the Rougeau, the three sons would have continued, I mean, it would be still going on because all three sons had so much potential. I mean, charismatic, and Emile was so charismatic. Cedric was a monster, very athletic, very big guy. And Jean-Jacques had a combination of both. I mean, it's a sad thing, but I mean, let's not think about the sad situation. Instead, let's commemorate the great souvenirs we have from the Rougeau brothers, the battles they had with the Garvins, and also when they were in WWF. I mean, there's going to be opponents of them at the 80s Wrestlecon. I mean, Demolition's going to be there. Killer Bees are going to be there. Jacques actually had a big injury on his mouth because of a match with the Killer Bees that he went under a back clothesline in the back of the head, and he fell forward and he hit the cable. It had a lot of stitches. So, I mean, it's an accident. There's not going to be any receipt, but it's pretty cool. But my question to you, David, because it's your show, but I can ask questions as well. Who is the guy, or who are the guys you're looking forward to seeing on June 14th?
Sorry, what was the question?
Tell us, David. We want to know.
All right, ask me almost anything.
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on?
Dave, my boy, what's going on? I'm taking my Jim Barnett voice. My boy, what's going on?
What's going on? Well, of course, this is...
Are you there, David?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Probably frozen again. I've not only do I have a...
David, let me know. Who is the guys that you're looking for? Is it Slaughter? Is it Tonga? Is it Greg Valentine? Could it be the Brooklyn Brawler? You want to meet Kimchi for real?
All
or
of the
it might
above.
just be Tito Ariba, Chico Santana. Don't call me Chico. Or Danny Davis, Mr. X.
All of the above.
Okay, all right.
All of the above. I might even ask Tito. I'll ask Tito where his sister Ariba McIntyre is.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's a quote from Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Ariba McIntyre. Oh yeah, when she sang the theme song at WrestleMania 6. I can't remember. She was there 4 or 8. Oh, 8. WrestleMania 8. Yeah. Okay. All right. David, you're an encyclopedia of wrestling.
I don't like to toot my own horn, but I have my moments.
Well, hey, you didn't do it. I did it. I'm giving you all I'm giving you all the merit. I'm giving you compliments. Accept them. You're a great analyst and a great encyclopedia of wrestling, just as Alan Greenberg is. That's why I always enjoy listening to Freeform Friday. Always interesting.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he couldn't be with us today. He had other commitments to attend to, but we will certainly be going live in the weeks and months to come. I don't know. Okay. I know you're very busy. I know you're very busy with 80's Wrestlecon, but do you plan on watching Money in the Bank tonight?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I probably will. Thank you for reminding. I don't follow up what's going on in today's wrestling. I didn't even watch WrestleMania. I should, because I'm a promoter. I should see all what's happening today. But I might, David. It's just now I'm kind of always like we have a meeting tomorrow. We're doing. I went out today and I did like 30 businesses, bringing posters and talking to the owners of the store about the event. And some people know, but some people they don't know, because we do a lot of marketing on Facebook, but not everybody has Facebook. So because of that, I kind of lose. I know we're Saturday, which is an off day for me at my regular day job, and Sunday as well. And tomorrow we have a big meeting. So yeah, the days go by very fast. I'll be honest. I told it earlier. I'm looking forward to June 15th because it's a lot of work, and we're hardworking guys. Derek, Stefan, and myself, and we'll do it next year again. But it's a lot of work. You know, it's 20 guys. I mean, I booked a lot of flights. I booked all the hotels. Promotion wise, we've got to take care of all the sponsors. We got like 16 sponsors, and where we got to, they encourage us and they provide financial support. So we got to give them back some exposure. So, I mean, it's a crazy, I mean, it's comparable to what Jacques would do back when I was with him for his wrestling show, the family wrestling show, because I went on the road with him a couple of times, and it would be the same thing that Jacques would do, but Jacques would have only that to do. He didn't have a regular day job. So all of us were doing a regular day job, but combining that as well. It's brutal on our relationship with our girlfriend. I mean, it's hard for them. They understand that we have so much work and we're on the edge. Sometimes our patience is not super big. I'll go do some promotion on a Wednesday. I'll come back at home. I'll have 30 emails and I have 25 messenger message about some tickets or some memorabilia. So, we that's what we want. So we just got to stay, humble and focused and understand. I mean, it comes to an end, and June 15th, I'm going to be taking a couple of months off of wrestling. I don't want to even talk about wrestling until September for our 2 shows at the Hot Air Balloon.
Well, of course, it's going to be a well-deserved break, because I know that you and Stéphane, and there are so many other parties involved. You guys have been working night and day to make sure that this is a success.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's a lot of wrestling promotion in Quebec, and I respect all the promoters because they all do the same. We all try to do the same, to provide wrestling shows, to have the workers involved in progressing in their skills and wrestling. But it's hard because even us, let's just compare us, GPW, during the year, we're doing shows between 400 and 600 people. Depending on, we have 2 venues we go, it's 400 to 600. That's every month. So there's work to be done for that. I got to go in around, and I bring the tickets myself to the customers, and I bring the posters myself. But when you get to a slush puppy center, we're going on 3,000 again for a 3rd year, then we get some promoters asking us, how do you guys do it? Even Marc Blondin asked me, how do you do that? But it's frank. It's just hard work. It's family show. It's community. We give back every show to community. We're close to $55,000 donated since 2018. That's important. That shows that we have a heart and we want to do wrestling, but we want to get to 100,000 eventually in a couple of years in what we've given back to the community. C4 does that in Ottawa with the Fighting Back. They're the top wrestling company in our area. But we do different. We're a family-oriented show. We got sponsors and a lot with many business people, and we got good connections with legends. So, but it's crazy the work to be done, and people are amazed. How do you guys do it? Everybody can do it, but it's super hard. I mean, Steve Boutet at NSPW has a fantastic organization. He has a show on the same night. Next year we're going to be on a different night, so we'll give opportunity for the fans to go see both shows. But other than that, wrestling promotion, it's 200-300 people. I've seen shows 75 people, and it's still good. It's great wrestling, and the talent is super good. I mean, I learned at ICW when I started. ICW back in 96, 97 for Lou J. Pro, wrestling in front of 200, 300, 400 people every Saturday. Did it for free. But I mean, we learned a lot. We paid our dues. But it's fun today to have one show a year, 3,000-4,000 people, but it's killing. It's a killer for us. It's a workload that's unbelievable.
I completely understand. It's a lot of hard work, but it goes to show you hard work pays off, and GPW has been nothing but a success. I mean,
Yeah.
These are numbers a lot of promoters could dream of.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, exactly. It's hard, but we do it. And even when we had the demolition, Ray Rougeau, we had Ted DiBiase last year with Tugboat and also Tony Atlas. We still, with Stéphane, with WCA, we did a lot of promotion. We actually had a lot of people, the wrestling community in Quebec, the province of Quebec, coming over and supporting and getting their stuff signed. We had great prices as of this year as well. We always try to keep reasonable price because the talents, they cost a lot. I mean, Ted DiBiase last year was $10,000. I mean, his money for him, the hotels, the flight, $10,000. So when people see an autograph at $40 and a picture at 40 and a combo at 70, that's a lot of money. But it's not all that much when you think about what it costs to bring these guys in. So I mean, that's it's a lot of work. So it's not everybody that wants to get involved in doing that, like getting the legends and paying that amount and having the work to promote and to make sure you kind of break even. Do you make a profit? Do you go under? We combine it with a wrestling show, so that helps a lot. But it's a lot of hard work. I mean, 20 guys like that next year, we'll see. We might look into getting the 90s Wrestling Con, but we'll need a couple of months of rest. When we're always tired at the end of the show, when like as of now, but when we start back in September, we say, man, we have to keep it up. I mean, we don't want to downsize, and have our big show at the end of the year in a small venue. No, we got to keep it up, and we're building momentum. People get to know GPW. It's just too bad we have a lot of support. A lot of support from you, David. Jan Kane does a lot of supporting. Josh Kontovnik, Richard Siring supports. But there's some other guys that don't support, and even some like Montreal. Like there's some big, the platforms, that could help. And they don't. And I'm not asking, specifically to during my year. I'll never ask some websites to help us out for 400 people in Gatineau. We can do that on our own. But I mean, when we do this type of event as promoters, 3 guys putting up a show that's costing $60,000 to promote, to show, $60,000 the cost for all of it. So I mean, that's when we need some help. I'm glad I'm getting help from you, David. Like you're having me today. That's help. That's help from friends. That's what we need, because I mean, if it's once a year and it's big. I mean, who else is going to do an 80s Wrestling Con and bring 20 legends? I mean, it's hard to do, and we're not in Montreal. We're not in the Montreal area, so it's kind of easy to forget about us. But Steve Boutez in Quebec is doing a heck of a job, and I think he needs support. And some website that just show WWE, AEW, and they just show it Impact Wrestling. But I'm sorry, when there's stuff that's being done by independent promotion, and I'm not talking about regular shows. I'm talking once in a lifetime show like ours, like Steve Boutez's show. Back when Marc Blondin was doing his big show in TOW, that's the kind of support that those platforms should give to independent wrestling promotion for one show a year. And then the rest of the year, I won't bother you. But this one time, and I keep asking, and I'm going to ask them again. Last week, I'm asking the same platform. I don't want to name it, but I'm going to ask again if I can have a little backup. That's going to help, because I mean, we're passionate about wrestling. I'm still wrestling. Been wrestling for 28 years and promoting since 7 years now. And it's a hard job. It's very hard. But when you get help from people, we help out in Ottawa. We have a good relationship with every company except one. But I mean, we help out. We make sure we don't run the same day. We go and help if they need some promotion. It's a community like us with WFM and CWC. We help out. We're doing the same thing we love. Why not help each other instead of, keeping whatever we can for ourselves? Anyway, all to say, David, it's hard. It's hard. You can probably figure it out by my tone of voice. At the end of the 1 week before the show, I'm a beat up man.
But it'll all be worth it. It'll all be worth it in the long run. We're a week away.
Yep.
The doors open at 10 o'clock. Am I correct, or is there a lève tôt or an early bird?
Early bird gets a worm. Actually, yeah, the event is from 10 to 2. The signing is from 10 to 2. The event goes up until 4 o'clock because there's going to be vendors there. As mentioned, we have 6 or 7 vendors that are going to be there. We got some karaoke. We got some trivia also. And it opens at 10 for the general public, but there were VIP tickets. And those VIP tickets get entry at 9 in the morning. So 1 hour before everybody else, the VIPs will get in at 9. So you got a chance to get in line to get your autographs or pick up your best thing from the vendors 1 hour before the general admission people. So that's the Wrestling Con going. Hours are going to be. And then after that, the wrestling show starts at 6:30 at night. And at 5 o'clock, we'll still have a little signing with the Rougeos for the people coming into the show, because we're going to have 3,000, maybe 4,000 fans in attendance. So we're going to honor the Rougeos during the night, but we'll have an opportunity to have the Rougeos meet the fans, other than the WrestlingCon customers, but the fans that are going to be at the wrestling show at night, they'll get a chance to meet the Rougeos at the lobby at the bottom of the event, the building, before the show. So, and then the show will run until 10 o'clock sharp, because we got a lot of families, a lot of kids in attendance. So we realize that at 10 o'clock has to be over. Got 8 matches, a Royal Rumble, which was invented by Pat Patterson. That's why it's called the Pat Patterson Classic. We'll have a couple of legends in there, and 8 matches altogether. So great matches. We'll have the Bea Moss defending her title against Drea Mitchell, 2 of the top female wrestlers, Quebec and even Canada. Bea Moss comes from Ontario. I mean, they're super. I can only expect a 5-star match out of these 2 fantastic wrestlers. So it's going to be a great show, David.
And are tickets still available? Can people still buy them at the door for both the 80s Wrestlecon VIP general admission and for Guerre Civile? Are tickets still available?
Absolutely. They're available on the 80. Yes, they are at the door, because if you want to buy them up right now, they're available at the 80swrestlingcon.com. That's for the day's event, but you can have it at the door. It's $35 US, so it's roughly around $48 Canadian. That's for general admission from 10 to 2 to 4. And if you want VIP, it's $45 US, which comes close to $60 Canadian. That gives you access at 9 instead of 10, and also gives you a ticket for the wrestling show at night. Not, so it's a good value for the price. And if you just come for the wrestling show at night, well, tickets start at $16, and you can have some ringside for $30. The $40 first 4 rows are all sold out, but you can get some also in the standings. Decent tickets still available for around $30. So we put our price really not too expensive, because, as mentioned, it's a family show. So I mean, we really wanted to make it not too expensive for the families to come over. So tickets are available at the door. If you don't make it on the website, you can always buy them at the door during the event.
Of course, good family entertainment. Unlike WWE, you don't rip off the fans. You don't rip off the customers. You make it affordable for families to go out and have a good time.
Yeah, well, it's important, I mean, WWF is expensive. WWE is expensive. I was thinking about the WrestleMania tickets. I mean, the tickets in the standings super far from the ring were like $400. I mean, but they sell out. I mean, good for them. Geez. But I mean, I remember looking at the documentary on the WrestleMania 9 show, the footage that they had, and they were explaining that they had tickets like $300-400 ringside, but they had sections at $25. I don't know if that happens today. Maybe house shows, but definitely not a big pay-per-view. But, we have good talents at our show, but I mean, we can't justify. I mean, UFC sells or even comparable to UFC in an amateur level, they charge like close to $100 a ticket, and they sell quite a few. I mean, but as for wrestling, our customers are really family. So we have to, make it affordable. And I mean, we want people in the arena. I mean, we want 3,000-4,000 people. And if out of 4,000, if there's 1,000 kids, that's who gets the reaction. That's who screams. That's who gives the wrestlers energy, because they see that the kids, they believe and they react, and then they want to have autographs and pictures. I mean, kids make it fantastic. So I learned that a long time ago, and especially working with Jacques, that, I mean, if you're going to have guys bleeding all over the place and, putting up the finger and swearing at people and fighting in the audience and throwing, I mean, you're going to attract some diehard fans, but you're never going to, I don't think you're going to build 3,000, 4,000 people in an independent show. So the way to go is family.
Well, of course, it's the bread. It's the bread and butter. It's the bread and butter of any successful business.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I know.
And by the way, one thing.
Sorry,
I wanted to show you this. Yeah, I want to show you this. We're going to have the barber. Don't forget Brutus the Barber Beefcake, who was born at WrestleMania 3 when he actually came out to help Roddy Piper beat up adorable Adrian Adonis, after Adonis had mistakenly cut his hair on the flower shop. Well, look at what we have here. This is awesome. I mean, we're going to have some 8x10s and some stuff. I mean, we got the trunks from the Rougeos. We have many objects, but look at this. This, I still have a few available, and we were offering on our page at 125 Canadian, and including the signature of Brutus the Barber Beefcake. So, I mean, this is custom made by us as a replica of the ones that Brutus have, and we still have a few. So if ever some of you guys want, I mean, you're going to be cutting and strutting with a nice pair of shears signed by yours truly, Brutus the Bionic Barber Beefcake.
Yeah, those are really nice. And so for those people that still haven't made the purchase yet, there are limited quantities available.
Yeah, we got 4 left, which we'll at the end we'll bring to the table. But Brutus have some, Brutus is going to bring some, so we'll see. Probably I'll keep them because I want Brutus to sell. I don't want to compete with Brutus if he's bringing some of his own. So, but I do have 4. If ever you want them in purchase them before the next Saturday, and we can give it to you there. We can have it signed by Brutus there and give it to you after if you can't make it. So on the day of the event, people can send us message, or Stefan. If you can't make it, we hope that people can make it. But if you can't, you can always send us a message. And if you want like 8x10 signed by Brutus or Haku or the Rougeau brothers, because we'll have pictures of the 3 Rougeau brothers. So you can always send us a message on WCA, Mark Villeneuve, Yannon, or Stefan Gauthier. And we'll be able to film during the Wrestlecon, let's say Brutus signing your item. So if you can't make it, but we hope that people can make it. Like me, I would not go to Niagara Falls if there would be 3 wrestlers. But if there's 20 wrestlers, I would go to North Carolina for 20 legends. I would make the traveling.
And also, not only do you have barber shears, are there any? Are there still any quantities or items available in reference to King Tonga Haku? Because I know you had a crown that there were custom crowns you were.
Well, there's crowns. I have. Yeah, that's not making. I was purchasing them as is, but offering them the cost of the crown plus the cost of the signature, which was $80. The crown, they cost me $30. The signature is $50, on the crown. So I do have a few left. That's the only thing for Haku, because other than that, he's won the tag team belt with Andre the Giant. So if you have a tag team belt, you can always have it signed. He has a Cella, an action figure, and he has a Jack's Classic and also an LGN, but they're kind of rare and expensive. So it's with King Tonga or Haku, it's mostly going to be either the crowns or the 8x10s, But Brutus has cover of magazines. He has shears. He has the belt, tag team belt. He has many action figures. So I mean, much more merchandise from Brutus Beefcake. And the Rougeos, well, they just have the Astral toys that came out, and they have, of course, we'll have some license plates. Je me souviens. The license plates with the Rougeau name, Dynasty, and we'll have some trunks. The trunks are super nice. And also some American flag, because Jimmy Hart's going to be there. So you can have Raymond, Jacques, and Jimmy Hart sign the All-American Boys flag. And also we'll have the Dream Team. Greg Valentine and Brutus Beefcake are going to be there. So that's the Dream Team reunion. And also somebody else. Who? It slipped my mind. But anyway, well, there's going to be Jameson and Luke. Bushwhacker Luke that are going to be there. But I mean, the Dream Team is pretty cool, to be honest, and missing the other, I forgot. But yeah, so that's a specialty that you can have, having a tag team belt signed by Valentine and Beefcake, or I mean, some 8x10s. We'll have some 8x10s of both guys on the same picture, so you can have a dual signed Dream Team picture by both.
Well, I also remember that you had some masks of the Killer Bees. With the Killer Bees, I know that you said you had masks that they could sign. Of course, there's the Epic Toys 2-pack that came out.
Yeah.
And will you also be selling some, if you still have any left in stock, any demolition masks that you made when the initial autograph signing took place?
Yeah. Yeah, we do. First of all, the Killer Bees. It's a 601 promotion from Richard Brown. So he's the guy that's bringing in the Killer Bees, Georgia Smith and Jimmy Corderas. So he's the one that has the mask. The masks are $100 signed by both. I already told Richard I wanted one because to me, I mean that's crazy. I have a Jack's Classic Superstars with the Killer Bees, but the mask itself, I mean, so he has some. I think when you get there, David, if you want one, go early because I don't know. I'll check with Richard how many he has, but definitely, yeah, that's a nice thing. The mask for demolition, we'll have both masks also because we have some that we ship worldwide that are signed by both, but we'll bring some unsigned that you can get at the table. We're not representing demolition; it's going to be Tommy Fierro, but there will be like the hard top mask of demolition, and it'll be some replica mask, a little bit cheaper in price. Price has to be confirmed by Tommy. I'll be seeing him next Wednesday, but we'll have two types of masks for demolition, unsigned, so that they can sign it in front of you.
Mm-hmm. And also, just as a sneak, let me just put myself back on camera here, even though you can barely see me. Just a little sneak preview of what I will be bringing, folks. I will have unsigned masks of the Masked Superstar and a giant machine mask. So for any of you that are looking to get those two masks signed by Bill Eadie, I will have one of each at at the table. So step right up and be happy to help and be happy to help you get them signed by Bill Eadie.
Well, that's nice, David, because the super machine mask is very rare. So I mean that's a great and the Mass Superstar because I mean it was a great gimmick for Bill Eadie when he started after the Mongol thing. The Bill Eadie, the Mass Superstar was awesome. The masks are always nice, and so it's good. I'm sure you're going to sell them, David. You're going to sell them on that. It's a great idea to have it because people will see you at the vendor table, and they'll pick it up there and have it signed right in front of them, and immortalize this because I think Bill Eadie and Barry Darsow are like a year or 2 year away from being inducted in the Hall of Fame. They signed a WWE Legends deal for many years, so I mean it's just a matter of time that they're being put in the Hall of Fame. So anything you can have from these two guys. It's super awesome. It's very awesome, and it's not just the demolition era. I mean, Bill Eadie had a great career before becoming the demolition, and Barry, of course, was Khrushchev and became the Repo Man after that, and Blacktop Bully, I think. But demolition was awesome. One of the best tag teams ever in the world of wrestling.
And they are not Road Warrior knockoffs. I don't want anybody to say that. I've heard the story of people say, "Oh, Demolition was a ripoff of the Road Warriors because Vince McMahon at the time couldn't get the Road Warriors." That is not at all true.
No, not at all. And there's three teams that are great friends. Unfortunately, the LOD are deceased, Joe and Mike Ekstrang. But I mean, to me, the one that's closest to it is the Powers of Pain. Barbarian and Warlord are more closer to a replica of LOD. But these guys are all friends. So I mean, they did it and they had a good run in NWA with the bench press contest, and then they came Powers of Pain had a great run against Demolition. But Demolition, I love better Demolition than Road Warriors. To me, Demolition were better wrestlers than Road Warriors. They could have a good match with anybody. And they didn't look the same at all. I mean, they were not as built. They were big guys, 300 pounds, very massive guys, but they were not the same physique as the LOD, and they didn't have the same face paint. They had a different attire. So, I mean, no, I never thought that. Of course, Vince McMahon wanted the team, a demolition team, like a big imposing character over the like the movie Mad Max, but never. I agree with you totally, David. They're never a rip off, and to me, they were. I'm sorry, but they were like better. I found them to be better wrestlers than the Road Warriors. But I mean, people remember the Road Warriors because they were like the first big team like that. And I mean, when they had their run in the AWA, and that's when I got to know them. AWA when they were heels, they were so awesome. I liked them as babyface. Same as Demolition, they were so good as heels. And Bill Eadie says they should have never switched us back. I mean, they should have kept us babyface. They shouldn't have had them face LOD at first. They should have put them each on the side and wait a year. It's funny what they did, but that's the Vince McMahon and all his writers. But no, definitely two teams, David. I agree.
So those are two items that I will be bringing. And I will also be bringing some items from my collection. Come have a look-see. I'm going to have a variety. I'll have, of course, wrestling figures. I'll also have some signed 8x10s. And some of them come with a certificate of authenticity. Others don't. But if you have any questions, I can definitely bring some validity to the autographs. And some of them that I'm bringing, you will probably never, ever be able to find, because some of them are no longer with us. Some of them are in prison, and some of them will never show their face at any convention anytime soon.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, David, because I know for a fact you have a huge collection, a lot of exclusive and special items. I don't want to do any spoilers, but you did speak of one item you're going to bring, and holy moly, that's pretty awesome. I mean, that's going to be probably maybe the object of the day that you're going to bring. I mean, that's the one that I feel will be the most impressive for you to bring that to the show. And it's crazy, me and Stefan, we have huge collection, as you can see. And you know what? That day, we're not even setting up a table. It's crazy. It's our show in our own backyard, and we're not going to bring up a table because during the day, we got to be there with the guys we're promoting. And then after that, we got to bring them downstairs, and then we got to get ready for a wrestling match. I mean, crazy, eh? We won't even set up a table to sell merch. It's too busy. We'll leave that all to you guys, to you, Richard, Josh, and Yan, and some other vendors from the States, and of course Johnny Poda with his friends from Toronto.
Yeah, we'll all be there. We'll all be one big happy family. I don't want to keep you for much longer because I know you still got a lot of work ahead of you. You've got a lot of work to do, and we're just 1 week away from 80's Wrestlecon over at the Centre Slush Puppy in Gatineau, Quebec. For further information, please visit their Facebook page and also check out Martin and Stéphane's WCA Wrestling Collectible Auction Facebook page too for further details. And will there be any other upcoming auctions in the foreseeable future? And you can also follow them on Instagram, as Martin is showing us on his screen.
Yeah. We'll have. There's our two. But we'll have an auction at the end of June. We'll just recuperate a little bit after the show, but probably towards the end of June or beginning of July, we'll have one. We'll try to do one once a month, which is good enough because, I mean, I do have a lot of stuff to sell, but I mean, we don't want to be like too imposing on people. I mean, we all have bills to pay, and I mean, once a month is good, and we get a chance to show you guys some stuff. Stefan always purchased some new items, some exclusive items. I always let go a little bit of my own personal collection, and so we always try to make it good. But definitely towards the end of June or beginning of July, we'll have our next one.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to talk to me. And thank you all so much for tuning in. And just as a reminder, you can always check my, or I should say not mine, because this is Alan's just as much as anyone else's. You can also now check us out on our YouTube channel. It's still a work in progress, but we got it done. It's Triple F or Freeform Friday on YouTube. And there will be more content coming in the next few weeks. And I will be providing more details about that during my next live stream. Martin, thank you so much once again for taking the time out of your day to talk to us.
Well, thank you, David, for having me. First of all, because thank you for the invitation. I mean, it's always great to talk to you, and I really appreciate the time you're giving me today, almost an hour. So thank you so much. It was a pleasure, as always, to be on your Freeform Friday show, and looking forward to seeing you next Saturday with Richard and all the other guys. It's going to be a great day, and thank you once again, David. You're a good friend.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you all so much for joining us on the live stream. But if you were unable to join, once the live stream ends, this broadcast will be archived for 30 days on Facebook, but will be available on YouTube. Please check it out. And for any further information, please visit the 80's Wrestlecon Facebook page or WCA Wrestling Collectible Auction. And also, don't forget, after 80's Wrestlecon, GPW's Guerre Civile event will take place with a 6:30 start time.
Yes, sir. Thank you, David.
No problem. Thank you all very much, and take care of yourselves and each other. Love one another. Stay safe. Stay hydrated, and we'll see you next time. I'm David Buchanan. He is Martin Villeneuve-Yanone, and we are out.